Welcome, one and all. I am Jason, and tonight we're actually going to be going after walleye at Emerald Lake in New York. Here we go. A lot of people use their boat for fishing. I myself prefer to fish from the dock. Two bottom rods and a top rod. Kind of my go-to setup. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it. Bottom fishing with leeches is advantageous, especially during the nighttime peaks. Things like and the plastic baits, shad and glowworms are usually going to be your two heavy hitters when it comes to that. Before we do that, before we pull the trigger on that, okay, it looks like daytime's actually going to be the best, at least on the first go round. But it looks like we're going to be fishing during the day instead of the night. But usually nighttime we want to go with glow baits. That's just par for the course when it comes to walleye in particular. Xander will go after him too. Alright, let's make sure we're dropping into where we actually want to go. Ha, here we go. Alright, let's get set up and get to kicking some tail. They will do shiners. I would. Shiners are kind of hit or miss with these guys. I honestly prefer the leeches. They're disgusting, but they make fantastic bait for walleye. And I brought my super heavy rod. We're not even going to bring that one out. Pardon me. Ugh. This setup right here is just about perfect. If anything, I'd go with the black and green. But then you got your glow shad right on the back of it. Alright, everything else seems to be set, so let's rock. Also, like, there's a real world element to bottom fishing also. I can sit here in my room, have a drink of my soda or my Crystal Light. I don't have to constantly have my hands on the controller. If I need to put them down for a second, I can do. Oh shit! Wow, look at that. And we're off. We got fish with some weight. That's nice to see. Yeah, unless it's one of the really big ones, they come in pretty easy. There you go, 2-pound walleye. If you're looking to make a fair bit of money pretty quick, you want to bottom and top fish. You want to go to the Everglades using shiners. Make sure you have some pretty decent line though, because some of those bass get pretty large. Yeah, they also have gar and oh, they got all sorts of stuff down there. It makes most of this stuff look like, well, nothing, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not even gonna point cast. I suck at that. Chuck her on out there. I'm gonna let some line out so I'm not pulling it in too much. That way I can keep an eye on my rods in case anything happens. But right now I'm not even holding the controller. I'm just kind of chilling. Just waiting for another bite. The only thing we'll have to keep an eye on is the top rig, but I also have the bite alarm set on that one, so it'll make a single ding if something tries for it. Yep. Yeah, this has always been, if not my favorite venue, then at least in my top 3. Little guys on the run. Let's see who decides to go. Something's definitely after us. It's the second time it's run. Come on. Chase them all over the creation, but you won't commit to the damn bite. Yeah, pardon my friend. It looks like whatever's trying to get him just jerking off instead of committing to the attack. Pardon me. Here we go. Here we go. Finally decided to get on with it, did ya? Well, and that disproves what I was gonna say. They will go for shiners, alright. They prefer leeches and stuff. I find anyway. Yeah, leeches, shiners, shad and worm plastics. Usually have the glove variety do, but they'll bite on a bunch of different shit. I wouldn't say they're picky, but they won't bite on every single thing you throw at them, but they'll at least give it a nibble and see what happens. Alright, well, I running from something, or is he just kind of Goof it off. No, I'm gonna pull him in, and we're gonna switch to the yeah, I forget which attorney reel this is, but they're pretty solid and reliable. Most of the fish in there will bite on straight and slow. I think in pretty much any level they will. Usually for this bait, if you're using it on the Heron River and the Everglades, you want to be doing a bit of twitching. That will also up your chances of getting one of the trophy bass or larger. Yeah, missed them. I had to grab the skirt instead of getting the whole thing in his fat little face. Yeah, twitching it will also elicit more attacks versus straight and slow. It acts more like a wounded fish than just a fish that's just bopping along doing its, you know, think a fish going to the grocery or something. One downside of twitching, sometimes you'll pull it just as something's about to have at it and you'll miss it just like that. It's always kind of a downer, but this is also light. I'm gonna see if we can go up. See if we can get away with throwing a 1/2 ounce. No, looks like we can, so maybe that's why I had that selected, because if it's just inside the acceptable weight limit of the bait, it makes your twitching easier. That way you're not outrunning the bait. It still twitches, but the lighter ones you pull in line really quick, and it kind of yanks them instead of it being a kind of a slower twitch. You also don't get on the attraction meter, you don't get 3, which is something you usually want to shoot for. You can also do combinations in a little of twitching, a little of straight and slow. If you're looking, I know we're going for primarily walleye, but if you chuck it right on over, you get a chance of getting a pike or pickerel. They like to use the the reeds on the edge of the water line to stalk the smaller fish and ambush them. Yeah, they're larger fish and they get sharp teeth, but they're pretty much like freshwater wolves of the lake. Yeah, I like to throw surprise attacks. I don't like the blatant "here I am, now I'm gonna bite you" type of attack that the bass tend to do. They'll ambush too, but it's really dependent on what they're trying to eat and its size, how fast the smaller fish is moving. Huh. That's depressing. I didn't get anything out of it. No, both those are loaded with stuff that is way too heavy for this venue. Let's see. So, 4 feet. I set the leader to 5 feet. See if that gets down in the water deep enough to actually get something's attention. Because if you put it too high up towards the top of the water column, 9 times out of 10, fish that don't live in that area are going to ignore it. I've never actually gauged how deep the center of this lake is, but it'd be fun to find out. Here's one for you for anybody in the comment section if you're interested in getting a little discussion going. And any of you who've played this, tell me exactly how deep it is in the center of this lake. It would be really interesting to know. Just for information's sake. I mean, yeah, this ain't doing diddly at the moment. So, and I'm shocked because we're in a pretty good. Yeah, we haven't even reached peak. Peak isn't until like 7 a.m. So keep pushing the wrong button. Yeah, let me try something different because we've got the jig and the glow-in-the-dark shad, which work on those. Let's see. Let's see if this thing will be able to handle a 3/4 ounce. Oh, it will. So, yeah, this is the red and white spoon that I tend to favor when I'm hunting for pike and stuff. Yeah, it's nickname. I've actually seen a bunch of them in real life, and people tackle boxes, and the old ones used to be made by a company called Red Devil. It's either the fishing company or it's the actual bait name, the Red Devil spoon. Red and white or white and red, depending on how old the bait is, because I know their color scheme did change a bit. I'm actually very, very, very surprised that those bottom rods have not produced up to this point, except for those first couple quick ones. I'm extremely surprised by that. Yeah, when able to throw big baits pretty far, then you can cover a lot more ground, as long as you're keeping fairly slow retrieve. It takes a little bit to get in. There we go. But it gives the fish more of a chance to do something dumb and get themselves hooked. Versus just yanking as fast as you possibly can. Alright, what do we got? Oh, nice little 1.5-pound chain pickerel. That's never a loss for walleye, but we're definitely not going to say no to chain pickerel. Yeah, I've seen it happen many times. People in real life will mistake chain pickerel for pike and vice versa. 9 times out of 10, it's either somebody that's not experienced, or sometimes because their color schemes can be similar depending on the fish's maturity. But usually with chain pickerel, it looks like chainmail markings, links attaching to each other, where sometimes pike will have that, or they'll have stripes. Like their bellies are usually bright white, while the top of them will be much darker, because they like to attack from behind or up below their intended prey fish that they're after. Even the little ones have one hell of a set of teeth on them. Yeah. Fish just gave it a little buzz, but didn't quite get it. I'm hoping he'll try it again. Yeah, you can use scent attractant like bait mixes on these fish. I find that tends to be most times more than productive without any kind of additives or any additional baiting methods, really. All it usually takes is either a spoon or a glow-in-the-dark shad, and you've got yourself some action. Doesn't guarantee it, but it's usually pretty dependable. Yeah, another one tried for it, but didn't quite get it that time. I'm not sure if the hook's too big for him or what, but alright, we'll bring that in. Bring our rods in. We're going to stick around for a little while longer. I don't want this video to be carrying on for 45 minutes, but right quick, I'm going to switch to peak time. I'm going to jump ahead an hour or so in game, and see if you can improve our chances or not. If we're like sitting perfectly on peak time, should get a couple more fish. That way you guys didn't waste your time watching this video and not get to see a fair bit of fish that you expected to see. Alright, let's see. I've had sometimes like I'll set this, I won't even get a chance to put the rod in the rod pod, and I'll already have a fish on the line. It's always kind of silly when that happens. Not silly in a bad way, it's just like, oh damn. Now I have to play catch up with the fish. I'm still not sure what the in-game time scale is. I think it's like 30 or 45 seconds for every in-game minute. There we go. There we go. Yep. Yeah, it looks like things are about to get busy for the finale of this video. Thank God. Starting to feel like a total letdown for not catching you guys some fish. Chain pickerel. Oh, yeah, and it's the left one. Come on, before he gets away. Sorry about the outside noise. I live on a really busy intersection in my town, so yeah, people got to be out with their zoomies making all sorts of racket. Still not as bad as during the summer though. Jesus, this neighbor would get loud. Oh, I want the Caesar, we want the Jester. Yeah, realistically, they should have a setting, a retrieve setting for you to rip the bait. They don't, but that's a perfectly valid retrieve. It's an aggressive retrieve. Like right out of the gate, you're, turning and burning pretty good, but sometimes fish will see that as their bait fish fleeing, and that will trigger a very aggressive chase and attack response from them. And it's not like the fish is sitting there, ooh, I'm gonna be mean and chase this thing down. That's just the way their brain is wired, to swim and eat and make little fish, and that's pretty much all. That's the life of a fish. And it also depends on if they're a school fish or not. Yeah, many fishes will school, but there are some that won't. Which ones that won't, I don't remember. I forgot more about fishing than most people would care to remember. Nope, that wasn't a fish. That was just a weed pile we bumped. Yeah, targeting lily pads is a good way to. Oh hell! Never mind. Looks like we have to cut that tangent short because we have another fish. Ooh. Guy's got a little bit of fight in him. Yeah, you can make more experience if you're using much lighter lines between 4 and 6 pounds. I'm using 13s mostly just to get them in and make money off them. Probably one of the best areas to make money on fish early on, because you get this like pretty early compared to some of the other hot fishing spots that people tend to record and show to other people. Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking those, but this one you can get to early and you can get the baits you need to get these fish caught and get yourself set up pretty well early on as far as fishing plan and the fisherman fishing plan are concerned. Now, since I don't feel like a complete failure, whatever fish we catch next, I don't care if it's on this rod or one of the bottoms, that's going to do it for this video. That will be the last fish of this video. Yeah, I'm really trying to avoid going over half an hour's time. 25's even maybe pushing it a little bit, but I think 25 is kind of a bite-sized video for most people. If I knew I could, chisel everything down to 15, then I would. But this year, as long as my money doesn't get absorbed by anything else, I'm going to be getting a fairly decent laptop, and then I'll be able to actually edit my damn videos. Alright, 3.5 pound northern pike. Let's get a quick look see at him. Yeah, Just a little pike, nothing too wild about him. But yeah, we're gonna keep him. And that's gonna do it, folks. Thank you very much for sticking with me during this video. I know it took a little bit to get some fish. Got a couple right off the bat, but to get to this point took a little while. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe for more. And I will